Hi, and welcome back, and to day 2. Now, yesterday we began a new exercise, and in the same way as when we started the new exercise in part 2, to begin with, it can feel like there's a lot going on. But the only thing you really need to remember is that the starting place for this technique is that these types of thoughts, these types of feelings that we experience that are challenging to the mind in our lives, this is part of a shared human experience. Nobody wants to be unhappy. Even though we might see other people do things, say things that are very clearly going to lead to unhappiness, even though we may do those things ourselves sometimes, everybody wants to be happy. It's just that sometimes these habits of mind are so strong, or we don't have the clarity of thought at the time, that we end up going down that route. So in this particular exercise, we're practicing this idea that everybody wants to be happy. We're starting with ourselves. We're imagining ourselves looking happy and well. Might have been a long time since we even kind of saw that idea in our mind, and we're noticing how that feels when we do that. We're then imagining sharing those same feelings that we would want for ourselves with someone else, someone we really care about. We may even find that easier than imagining ourselves looking happy. And then in the third part, we're allowing it to go even wider. So the mind starts to encompass everybody, with no exceptions, but still with that sense of just wanting people to be happy. And you may well have noticed yesterday that in that final part, it leaves the mind feeling very spacious and very light. Talk a little bit more about that at the end of today's session. Right now, though, if you like to just get yourself ready to begin, make sure you're sitting comfortably, that you're not going to be disturbed. And when you're ready, with the eyes open, just starting off with some nice big deep breaths. And with the next out breath, just closing the eyes and just settling back into the space around you. And just shifting the attention to the body now. Sense of how the body feels. And then starting at the top of the head, just gently scanning down towards the toes. If you haven't done already, just starting now to follow that movement of breath in the body, that rising and falling sensation. Just resting your attention on that movement now. So just letting go of that focus on the breath now. And just imagining in your mind again that image of yourself sitting somewhere you enjoy, somewhere you know that you feel comfortable. And just starting in the same way as we did yesterday, that little speck or spark of sunlight in the middle of the body. And as soon as you see it, it just begins to grow outward. Again, it brings those qualities of warmth, of light, space, of ease, of relaxation to both the body and the mind. And you just watch as you look increasingly happy and well. And when it looks as though you couldn't be any happier, big smile on the face, just allowing that image to dissolve, to disappear, and to be replaced. This time by a person. It can be the same person, a different person, doesn't matter. But someone you really care for. And you just imagine them sitting somewhere that they'd feel comfortable, relaxed. And you watch again as that glimmer of sunlight just begins to expand throughout their entire body, bringing a greater sense of ease to the body and mind. you see them looking as happy as you can imagine, relaxed, smiling, just allowing the image to go, but the idea of sunlight and spaciousness remains. And it begins to expand further. So it's as though it's all around you, going out in every direction. It's as big as the building or the space that you're sat in. It goes wider. It might be the streets around you, the space around you, the village, the town, the city, the country. It just keeps going wider and wider until it's as wide as you can possibly imagine in every direction. And just that sense of wanting everyone to experience that same happiness. And just allowing that feeling to remain, but letting go of the idea. Now just letting the mind do whatever it wants to do. And now just gently bringing the attention back again to the body, back into the physical senses as you just start to notice the different sounds, smells, the space around you. And as you open your eyes in your own time, just pausing to notice how that feels. And as you go through your day today, we started today with that idea of shared human experience, of everybody wanting to be happy. And sometimes when we don't feel happy, we assume that everybody else is. It can look like that sometimes. But take a moment today just to look around, to listen, and to hear how many people experience these types of thoughts, these feelings. Even pause on the street, just look around. And we start to get a sense that actually this is something that we share. We've no reason to feel isolated. And that if we train the mind in this way, then we can not only train our own mind to be happy, but we can train this sense of wanting others to be happy as well. I'll see you back here tomorrow for day 3.